What's going on, traders? Welcome to this week's Forex forecast. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to check out the Patreon or the YouTube membership for my daily chart analysis. I hope to see you there. Alright, first things first, looking at the US dollar call reports, the past week the banks added 1,700 longs and they got rid of 1,100 short positions. Looking at this daily chart, this daily area of supply that I thought would hold to push price lower has now been broken, so we are going up to this supply zone. For those of you that watch my live streams, you know that I talk about that I do not like to take zones that are a peak like that. So I could very much see this supply zone break through with no issue at all. And until that happens, I will not really be entering any trades on the daily 4-hour and 1-hour time frame. Looking at the dollar, if this supply zone is broken, we can have a daily uptrend, and then I will start to look for longs. And if that happens, where I think we are going long term in the dollar, if that does happen, is up to this supply zone at about 97. So I'm just waiting for that to happen, but you never know. We could even react from this supply zone like this and get that push lower, and if that happens, then I'll switch my bias to bearish. But for right now in the dollar, I'm kind of just hanging on tight and waiting to see what happens. All right, looking at the EURUSD, the past week the banks got rid of 3,000 long positions and they got rid of 4,000 short positions as well on the euro. As most of you know, I was long at this daily area of demand and I was stopped out earlier in the week, but that's all good. I have a risk reward that allows me to have some losses sometimes, obviously. So I am out of this trade, and right now, same thing with the dollar. It's very sideways, so I don't really know what the best thing to do right now. So far trading the daily 4-hour and 1-hour is not the best idea. But if you want to trade the 4-hour, 1-hour, and 15-minute chart, we do have a 4-hour downtrend, and we do have this 1-hour downtrend as well. So you could actually be looking for short positions right now on like a 15-minute chart or something like that. The only problem is we do have some 4-hour demand down here that is tested and not the best quality, but we could see some sort of reaction that could blow through your 15-minute supply zone. So just be very careful of that. If you do want to get in short, use small risk. For a lot of you day traders out there, there is this 4-hour supply zone here. You could actually look for 15-minute confirmation in there. I think that would be fine, and I'm going to make my alert right there so that I can be alerted to get that alert for the 4-hour supply zone to look for a 15-minute confirmation. So and for those of you that aren't signed up yet, definitely check out my Patreon or YouTube membership. Links are in the description. You can get all of my chart analysis for only $5 CAD per month. There's a dividend investing tier. There's a bunch of tiers for custom chart analysis as well. So definitely check that out. And now you can pay annually. And I have a special deal going on right now where if you do pay annually, one annual payment, you can get my COT report spreadsheet as you see here on the screen. You can get this spreadsheet lifetime access for just making one annual payment. So definitely check that out. For those of you that wanted this COT report spreadsheet, I highly recommend checking that out because I think it could be very useful in your trading, and all the data goes back to about 2017. So definitely check that out, and I hope to see you guys there. All right, on to the Aussie dollar. The past week, the banks got rid of 19,000 longs and they got rid of 6,400 short positions. So now they are 88% short on the Aussie dollar. It's pretty surprising, to be honest. And as many of you know that watch the live stream, I was long in this daily area of demand. I split my risk between the Aussie and the euro. Both of those were stopped out, so that was I took my managed loss there. No big deal. There will be plenty of other opportunities as well. So now we are headed to this daily area of demand down here, very similar, inverse to the DXY, so be very careful for that daily demand. But right now, since the daily sideways, you don't really want to be trading the daily 4-hour, 1-hour time frame. In my opinion, it's the same thing as the euro, where we have a 4-hour downtrend and we have a 1-hour downtrend. So you could be looking for those 15-minute pullbacks. As far as the 4-hour zones go, this 4-hour zone worked very well, and I had this 4-hour zone for the members. So definitely, check out the Patreon membership for that reason. You can get these very accurate zones that seem to work very well. You can look for day trades in these zones and everything. So definitely check that out. If you're going to be looking for trending trades on the 15-minute, definitely be very cautious of all this 4-hour demand down below. Like I said, I could see us blowing through all of it, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to see spikes through like that as we go down, which could easily spike through your 15-minute zone. So definitely be very cautious of that as you trade those lower time frames to continue trading with the trend, because it's always important to trade with the trend at all times. So that's why I said, you know, it's not the time to be trading the daily 4-hour, 1 hour, because the daily's sideways. When I'm going to start trading the daily 4-hour and 1 hour is when this zone breaks down here and we have a new daily downtrend, or for longs, something like that, where we'll have a daily uptrend, and then I'll start to buy pullbacks on a 1 hour chart. So just sticking to the 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15-minute chart. All right, on to the British pound. The past week, the banks added 14,000 longs and they got rid of 14,000 shorts. So not much going on this COT report. And as you can see, the daily is still sideways on the pound. So, you know, not much going on here for the daily 4-hour and 1 hour time frame. Just going to have to stick to the 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15-minute, just like the other time frames are showing as well. And we clearly have some sort of downtrend here on the 4-hour chart and on the 1 hour chart. So same thing with the Aussie and the Euro. You know, just this is the time where you trade the 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15-minute time frame, not the daily 4-hour, 1 hour. And if you don't trade that time frame, then all you should be doing right now is sitting on the sidelines. Remember, patience pays big time. So, you know, on this pair, I will be watching the 15-minute chart for 15-minute pullbacks to the downside. And the Aussie and the Euro had some 4-hour supply zones, like right here where price is at right now. But as you can see on this 4-hour chart on the pound, there's profit margin to the nearest 4-hour zone that I have. It doesn't mean that price is gonna not react, but it's more likely that price will have an easier time getting down there. So this is one of the pairs I'm very interested in trading, the 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute chart. And if you guys want custom analysis on the 15-minute chart, definitely check out the Patreon. There's the custom analysis chart for that, and members seem to be liking that tier as well. And remember, if you're liking this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, and if you have a friend that would find use out of my videos, definitely, you know, share it with them and leave me a comment. Let me know what pairs you're watching this week. And thanks for watching as always. All right, USDJPY, the Japanese yen. The past week, the banks got rid of 10,000 longs and they got rid of 7,900 short positions. This is one of the daily 4-hour, 1 hour time frame. No trades in this ranging market. So I'm going to head right over to the 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute time frames here. As you can see, we have this 4-hour downtrend. We are reacting off this 4-hour supply zone. I'm not a huge fan of these zones that line up with a trend line. I don't like to trade those usually. But technically, you could be looking for a 15-minute confirmation in that 4-hour zone. As far as the 1 hour goes, the 1 hour is, you know, somewhat of a sideways market, I would call it. It is not a downtrend. It is sideways. So the 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute pullbacks in a downtrending market is no longer a thing because we have retraced to that 4-hour area of supply. So you could look for 15-minute confirmation out there. I think that would be fine. That's pretty much all I see on this pair right now. Other than that, there really isn't too much going on this pair. So that's all I see. Stick to those lower time frames, especially on this pair. All right, looking at USDCAD, the past week the banks added 3,200 longs and they got rid of a whopping 27 short positions. If you're trading the 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute time frame, you have a clear profit margin up here to the daily supply. It's a little high in the curve right now. But let's hop down to a 4-hour chart. As you can see here, we have a beautiful 4-hour uptrend and a 1 hour uptrend. So you could be buying 15-minute pullbacks. I actually noticed this beautiful set and forget trade. I did not take this. I was out golfing today, so I was not available to take this, but that was a valid setup. Let's see what it offered for you as far as risk to reward so far. You clearly got a 2-to-1 so far. I would be holding this to at least 3-to-1. So I would still be in this one if I was, but that's a clear set and forget opportunity on a 15-minute time frame, and this is exactly what I'm going to be looking for on the pound, the USDCAD, EURUSD, AUDUSD, and the Swiss that you're going to see in a minute here. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in trading that pair. The only problem is we're about to contact daily supply and this fresh 4-hour supply, so the opportunity might have already happened on that 15-minute chart. But you know, it doesn't mean that we're not going to see this blown through and continue to buy pullbacks, but I would not be shorting this pair right now on those time frames. If you really want, there is this 4-hour area of supply right here at 1.28. You could look for 15-minute confirmation in there, but I wouldn't look for more than anything than a 1-to-1 or maybe even a 2-to-1, if that. So definitely keep an eye out on that 4-hour supply zone as well. All right, looking at USDCHF, the Swiss franc. The past week, the banks added 597 longs and they got rid of 5,500 short positions. This is one of the only US dollar pairs that has a very clear and obvious daily uptrend. So this is one of the pairs you could be trading the daily 4-hour and 1-hour. The only problem with that is we are coming up to this similar zone on the DXY, but it's in the USD Swiss right here. So we are about to approach that weekly supply, so I'd be very careful trading that time frame. It's actually much safer to be trading the 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute time frame other than that one. And if you look, we already had a trade that worked out very nicely here. I know this isn't a zone that a lot of people would take, but this is technically a trade right there. Lots of profit margin, so if you got that one, good for you. But for me on this pair, I'm going to stick to the 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute chart. Based on that profit margin, I think that is the safest thing to do. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, I don't see many trades right here. There was this one here that worked very well, so if you got in that one, very nice. Other than that, I don't see any other setups here, maybe this one. So what I'm going to be waiting for now is a push up, basing, and a push up, and then hopefully I can buy that pullback to the upside. And on the 15-minute time frame, you'll have more profit margin than the 1-hour, considering we're so close to this weekly area of supply. So this is a time where you want to still be sticking to the 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute time frame. All right, on to gold. The past week, the banks added 971 longs and they got rid of 750 longs. There was this daily demand here that I said could hold. We saw a lot of price action in there, but eventually the banks pushed price down. We even saw this 1-hour area confirmation that I kind of wanted to take, but I didn't take it based on retail sentiment. When price came down to here, retail was very long in this area, so I stayed away from it. Kept me out of a loss, so I'm very happy with my decision there. Sometimes, you know, it's not always just winning in trading, but it's staying out of a loss is always very important, and it should always boost your confidence. It always boosts mine. There's a daily demand zone right here that we are in. Price could definitely go from here to this daily supply, where I will look for 1-hour confirmation sell order in there. It's a little risky, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take. This daily demand hasn't really accomplished anything. It hasn't really removed anything, but it is an original zone, so that is why I have it drawn. We could definitely see a reaction from there, so I'd be very careful shorting gold. Even though I don't really want to be going long right now, I'd be very careful shorting gold in that daily buying area. If anything, you know, you could be trading the 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute time frames, because that is still relevant right now. But just keep in mind, we are in that daily demand. That's decent, but it could definitely hold up price. So there's not really a lot of profit margins. So on gold, I would almost prefer to stay away from anything from it right now. If anything, I'd be going short on the lower time frames, not really on the daily 4-hour, 1-hour just yet. All right, last but not least, crude oil. The past week, the banks added 6,000 longs and they added 155 short positions. This daily demand zone I had marked out for the Patreon and YouTube members worked out very well. So if you got in that one, good for you. I was looking for confirmation in there. I never really got it. The only thing I was looking for was pull back to this 4-hour demand zone. We got the pullback. I was a little busy today. I wasn't gonna buy this as a set and forget. I was gonna look for 15-minute confirmation in there. Going down to a 15-minute chart. There wasn't really anything. There was this zone, but I wouldn't have taken that. It's not a quality zone. So there was really no setup miss there. But this is one of the pairs, like I said, you want to be trading the 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute time frame. But right now the 1-hour is sideways / downtrend, almost pretty much sideways. So for me to start looking for longs again, I'm gonna have to see a push to break this high, which would make a new 1-hour uptrend. Obviously the 4-hour would be uptrending at that point. Then I will buy 15-minute pullbacks. and there's very clear profit margin to the upside here. I think that oil is definitely going to above 75 and then eventually above 80. And, you know, long-term perspective, it's going to go above 100. But, you know, we'll stick to the lower time frames for now, in my opinion. So like I said, if price comes down to this 4-hour zone again, I'm probably going to still look for 15-minute confirmation in there and at least look to trade it to 73. And if I don't get that, then what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to see a new high made from this peak here. And then I'll continue to look for 15-minute pullbacks, first set and forgets in that trending market. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching this week's Forex forecast. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well if you don't mind. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're looking at this week. And, you know, maybe we can get in touch and you can send me a chart and let me know what you're looking at. I always like looking at charts. So with that being said, let's have a great trading week and let's make some money. Cheers.